Hi guys, General Splatton here. I want to continue on with the paint series where we're looking at the GW paints and the P3 paints. This segment is about the Privateer Press Formula P3 paints. To get right into it, these paints are an excellent paint. I think you'll really enjoy them for the reasons I'm going to discuss. First off, these paints were under the supervision of development by a guy by the name of Mike McVeigh. Many of you have no idea who I just said, but many of you older guys do. Mike McVeigh was literally a teenager when he started with Games Workshop as a studio painter. He was 17, 18, 19 years old when he started, maybe younger, might have been 16 or so. But somewhere along the line, he moved over to Privateer Press and became a director of product development or oversaw the miniature line. I'm not sure exactly what the title was, but he certainly was over the studio painters. And so he had a great direct influence on these paints. And I'll talk a little bit more about him in a few moments. Now, first off, these paints are the only paints that I'm aware of that are designed with a liquid pigment process. In other words, the pigmentation process for creating these paints is they used a liquid medium where the pigment is liquid as it goes into the paint medium. All the other paints that I'm aware of, like the GWs, the Master Series, and the Vallejos, use a powder pigment process to mix and create their paints. And this is the only one by Privateer Press that I'm aware of where it's a liquid pigment process. That being said, these have a very, very intense pigmentation to them, and also they have excellent viscosity, intensity of paint, but also the ability to thin the paint to make glazes and washes is absolutely excellent. You can thin these paints way down to create a wash or a glaze, or if you're a person that paints with a style where you use very thin layers of paint to build up a very smooth layer for your basing of the paint, blocking it in to make your base colors. You use a lot of layers, takes you 3 or 4 or 5 layers to get a good solid opaque base color, and these paints are designed for you. They work very well in that regard. The opacity of them is excellent. You can get, if you use it straight out of the pot or very little thinning, 1 or 2 coats will certainly do it, depending on the color. 3 coats works very well for that. The flow of the paint, because it is a liquid pigment, I don't know how much flow improver they put in it. I don't think they have to put a lot, if any, because of their liquid pigment process. They don't flow quite as well as the Master Series because there's so much flow improver in them, but it's certainly, I would hate to have to live off the difference. It's very close. These paints give themselves to blending, shading, highlighting. They are designed to be manipulated. That's why I like them so much. They suit my style of painting, and a little bit more about that in a few moments. As far as color intensity and staying together, as far as separation, I haven't shaken this paint up, but you see it's still together, one color, no separation. However, there is a little separation. I don't know, I think I might have got an old bottle of this Blighted Gold. There is separation here, and there is a little dryness, and I think I might have gotten one that's been sitting around a long time from the guy I bought it from. And there might be a little separation with the metallics, but that'd be the only thing. Other colors you see, this green, necrotite green, is still together. This jack bone is still together, not separated, and the other colors as well. So you don't have to worry about that like you would with the Vallejo game colors. They stay together, they're mixed well. Certainly you're still going to shake them up when you're using them, but you won't have to worry about separation issues. They like I said, they lay down smoothly, not quite as smooth I think as the Master Series, but very, very close. So you'll get a nice even coat and even finish with them as well. Now onto the washes. I have this right here is an Armor wash. Oh my goodness, I love this Armor wash. It is an excellent for washes for metallics, and it is absolutely wonderful for using on chainmail. I love this stuff. It's not quite as intense as something like Badab Black. There seems to be some kind of like silver. It's hard. I can't really explain it. You just have to get it to see what I'm talking about. But this could be an excellent product as another shading medium, along with a dark black like Badab Black. You can use it on many areas of the model, not on the metallic portions or the ones you're painting as metallic portions. So it's very, very good in that regard. I have flesh wash. I don't use it much anymore. I don't use it any for flesh because of another paint series that I have that I'll do a review on eventually, and you'll understand why I don't use it. But if you do use in that regard, it's a good color. It can give you an excellent effect right off the bat. These, and then I have a green ink for $1. I said, yeah, I'll take that. So they have an ink line just as Games Workshop used to, as well as the wash line. These are very, very intense pigmentation, so you can thin these way down 80-90% to make a glaze or very, very, very thin wash, diluted wash. Work excellent for that. Still retaining their pigment and the intensity of the pigment, just very, very thin. Excellent for glazes. Excellent for the glazing. The paints are just a delight to use. If you get them, you will be, I think, happy. If you use a style of painting where you manipulate paint, have thin paints that you use over layers, move the paint around, excellent for that. I give these paints an A. They would have a similar thing going on like the Master Series do with their triads. Excuse me. These paints come 6 to a box. There are colors as far as painting a particular faction, like the Legion of Everblight. Here you get 6 paints to the box. These are $16.99, $17.99 retail. I got this for like $13.99 off eBay, so good deals there. I like that concept for Kador, for Crix, and the other factions as well. It's good basic paints to start with if you're going to paint them in the color scheme that the studio has painted them. You get, this is a ½ ounce bottle. It's very close to 17 milliliters. I don't know the conversion, so I can't tell you exactly, but I think these paints retail for $2.99, so you get a good amount of paint for the money. Plus you can pick them up off eBay for a lot less, in the low $2 range. So an excellent deal in my opinion. Now as far as the pots, since Mike McVeigh grew up with a pot like this, painting that is, GW, these mimic the old GW pots. It has the ringer on that you have to peel off around it, the exact same way as those used to be. I don't think the pot is quite shaped the way it used to be for GW, but it's very, very close. So Mike McVeigh once again had a huge impact not on the paint line but on the storage medium in these pots as well. It gives you an excellent seal, as you hear, to pop it open. It's airtight, so it's going to keep that paint protected from the air. And then, as you see, you snap it back. You don't have to worry about air. You don't have to worry about dropping it. It's going to protect your paint. So the pots, I'm not a fan since droppers have came out of the ease of use, but that's what he grew up with. That's what he's comfortable with. So I'm sure that's the main reason why these pots are the way that they are. But still, as far as paint protection, it's without peer. These paints are going to stay well protected in these bottles. Certainly a lot better than these wash bottles. I've already talked enough about how terrible those are. But you're getting a quality product. Once again, though, if you don't know anything, remember this. These paints need to fit your certain style. So I recommend that you pick up a pot or two of them and try them out. Excellent paints. Well, that's it for this series. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I look forward to hearing what you have to say. Shoot me a personal message, leave some comments, and let's talk about it. And like I said, both paints are well worth your time and effort. Get some and try it out. I think the P3s are a little bit better, but certainly the GWs are a quality product as well. Well, this is General Splatton, and I'll talk again.